The Arcturian Group, January 10, 2016. By Marilyn Raffaele. Website, onenessofall.com.
We of the Arcturian Group wish to speak to the idea of newness. Everything ordinary seems to be quickly flowing into some form of newness different, which is causing many to fear the loss of what can be called their comfort zone. Over time, even the most unpleasant circumstances of daily living become comfortable through familiarity. Many are simply tired and find it easier to continue doing what they have always done in the way they have always done them. Fear of newness can be very subtle. It does not announce itself directly, but more often comes simply as a sense of dissatisfaction and resistance. Some have found themselves forced to accept newness through an event of seeming tragedy, while others are able to embrace outer and inner newness easily and without much effort. Every individual chooses on a deeper level the lessons and experiences necessary for their spiritual evolution. Because most people are consciously unaware of this, they will often simply resist when the necessary experiences come. When an individual is spiritually ready for some new awareness or unfoldment, it will happen one way or another, with or without conscious support. Being open to newness is the ability to observe the ordinary and the unusual from a more evolved state of consciousness. Consciousness determines the outer picture, not wishful thinking. Because of this, everything must automatically change, as world consciousness evolves. Many are starting to remember who they are and where they came from, while others are beginning to have experiences of the psychic, spiritual sort, causing them to re-evaluate facts previously held to be truth. As consciousness evolves, so do the mind's interpretations, evolve and manifest on higher levels. Nostalgia for the past and its perceived perfection is a very limiting activity. Advertising and media often promote the past as being a better time, one of peace and oneness. The past carried just as much, if not more, darkness and frustration as today, for the general public was not as evolved then, and the darkness was often hidden and never even talked about. Today everything is known immediately through modern media, making it seem as if the past was more peaceful. Along these same lines, we wish to discuss an experience most humans are very familiar with: longing. Longing for some person, place, circumstance, or path not taken, is actually the soul's innate longing to be known. Longing in the third-dimensional sense, is based in the false belief of separateness. I am separate from the person, place, or situation that would make me complete. Never berate yourselves for having longings. They are human, and have been a normal part of life lifetime after lifetime. However, now is a new, more evolved, never-before experienced energetic time on Earth. Perhaps you see a happy couple and begin to feel a sadness and a longing to have this for yourself, or you see and admire some other person and long to have the qualities they have. Films and books often create longing in individuals who find themselves lacking when compared with fictional heroes and heroines. Much of what is presented through media represents the longings of those creating the films, books, magazines, etc., serving to perpetuate the idea that wholeness, completeness, and happiness can be found through attaining the perfect partner, job, body, or talent. Never resist longings or anything else for that matter, because resistance gives things a power they do not have. Instead, simply acknowledge, I am complete and whole already, because I am. Use whatever words resonate with you personally and serve to bring you into this deeper awareness. This is how you establish new habits, retrain the mind, and move into new states of consciousness. Evolution is leading mankind beyond separateness and perceived need, into I already am. Be very conscious of any words you attach to I am, because I am carries a powerful energy of truth, and when you voice or think the words I am, the mind in its perfect functioning, as an avenue of awareness, proceeds to form it for you. In its purest sense, I am that I am, divine being, complete and whole in every way, because I am made of the only substance there is, divine consciousness. However, these words represent the Absolute, and many in their spiritual enthusiasm have made the mistake of trying to live the Absolute before attaining the consciousness of it. Attaining a consciousness of absolute truth is the evolutionary journey. This is what you are now ready for, practicing, and moving into. Truth begins as intellectual knowledge, but can never manifest into expression until realized. Be aware that you create with every seemingly innocent word and thought. The new and powerful energies pouring in at this time are allowing you as spiritual beings to manifest very quickly. It is time to accept and live by this knowledge instead of considering it simply to be an airy-fairy idea and then wondering why you have issues you do not want in your life. Instead of saying, I am broke, I am without friends, or I am unlovable, change it to, I am the very substance from which all facets of abundance form. Or I am one with every living thing because we are all an end of the same divine consciousness. Thusly, I can never be separate from love, for love is the connecting energy of all things within that one. Ponder often and deeply what it actually means to be divine consciousness. If I am formed an end of divine consciousness, the very substance of all that is, how then could lack or limitation of any sort be other than illusory? The unawake world has always created from a level of concepts based in duality and separation and then teaches others from that level what you must have, be, or do, in order to be complete. Creating from a more evolved level of realized completeness will result in forms, ideas, and situations that represent completeness for you personally, and may not be what you with limited thinking believed you needed, but will instead be new and better. Even when their material longings come to fulfillment, individuals will often still experience an emptiness and continuing sense of being unfulfilled. In their frustration, these dear ones often continue to seek through increasingly more intense and even violent means. Since so many do not yet understand this, since longing to be the sole real self seeking to be recognized and known, they go through life always looking but never finding, in the outer. We simply and lovingly wish to remind all to be alert to longings which can and often are very subtle and go unnoticed. Some longings are very innocent and have no real power, like longing for peace and quiet in a house full of company, but even simple longings can grow and become serious when they bring individuals to seek resolution in ways that hold them in old energy or cause pain and suffering to others. You are all now at a point where the leash has gotten very short. Thoughts and actions that were not very important in previous lives or earlier in this one have become more powerful and creative because your energy has evolved. Remember, you are creators. Stay conscious, always considering actions and the intent behind those actions. We are the Arcturian Group.